here go my sparring breakdown. Just showing off some of the tools that I need you to incorporate a little bit more. Uh, let's see. Now I should find somebody that's a little bit shorter than I am, because you got to see how you um your size and length. But somebody of equal height is pretty good though. Somebody of equal height is pretty good. Hitting a little dance and all that shit. All right. So let's start. So off rip, manages the distance. Small steps over. So high guard, parry, jab. It falls short. If I double it up and step to him, probably would have landed. But it's the first round. Kind of trying to get some stuff established. I step around him. I do cross my feet here. I'm just looking to land one jab. And I'm staying on the outside with it. Staying on the outside. I'm not closing the gap and crossing my feet. I'm staying away from them. So like if this was the hex drill, or if I was on the hula hoop, I'm not stepping into that range. And that's something I don't see you do a lot with the parry jab. And just look how I move my head a little bit, right? I don't need to do it super aggressively. I just need to, see how he reacts to it. Keep my head a moving target. Hands up, jab, try it again. I'll circle out. And now this range, it's appropriate, or it's totally okay to kind of like just pivot in place. But note that every time I do it, there's a bounce, right? So that's one reason why because after you do the pivot, you're kind of compromised after. But just look, a lot of space between me and Chris. Now, if Chris was coming, rushing in a little bit, I'm not gonna do that as often. But on the outside, I can be a little bit more chillax here. You can see I get the parry, double jab. I did step straight to him with it. But so look, jab, jab. There's a small slip here. Right, because I'm stepping straight to him. I'm not stepping around anymore. If this was the hex drill, this is where we attack. 1-1 slip. I get my hand up just in case he might come back with a backhand. That's typically what I'm getting hit with whenever I step straight in. And then I get right out of range again. Chris does the same thing. He doesn't want to initiate that mid-range fighting, or doesn't want to participate in it just yet. But again, that's just the tool you should be adding. Parry, jab, head movement once you step straight into him. Jab, then parry. You can kind of see I break my base a little bit, incorporate some head movement to help disguise it a bit. Jab, parry, hand right back. And doing a decent job keeping my hands up with it. Jab, he gets under it. That's a good tool for you too. So what Chris just did was like a just a body jab. He just timed it really well. Boom, boom, 1, 2. Boom, 1, 2. Kind of let that back leg trail a little bit. Should have stepped straight to him, but jab. So the defensive motion is just a backhand. It's kind of a parry. But while I'm here, I'm gonna throw that 1, 2, boom, boom, slight head movement. Then I get the fuck out of there with the hands up. So if you're gonna close that gap, man, you just want to throw more than one punch, right? Like I stepped in with the jab, but I did it with the intentions of throwing more punches, not just one jab. And I did it with some head movement. So that's like putting your foot in the hula hoop, or just using the double end bag and stepping in with a jab. You got to move your head and throw punches, or move your head and then throw more punches. All right. And now we're at a range where I could pull punches a little bit more. And I'm constantly being ready for those straight punches. So my defensive motions are primarily for the jab, the jab and the backhand, the straight backhand. I'm gonna make sure that if he closed that gap real quick, I get my hands back up just in case it's a 3 or some other bullshit. But for the most part, I'm thinking straight punches. Let's see, I score with the jab here, and because I kind of time him. So when you get a guy committing to the jab like this, so Chris should have moved his head because he stepped straight in, right? He missed the first jab. I wait for him to jab, come in with mine, and I circle out with it. Boom. He didn't really parry. He kind of had his hands up for the parry, but boom, and then I just shuffle on up out of there. And one other thing I want you to note, pay attention to when I shuffle and where I go with my shuffles. Typically, jab, I shuffle away from him. And just watch this. So I see him coming to me. So you can see that my feet isn't set. So I'm paying attention to him. He's starting to step to me. All right, let me hurry up and get back into my base. Pull, slip again. All right. So whenever I start crossing my feet a lot, especially on the exit, I'm always moving away from him with it. Chris is he's kind of fighting at my pace, so I don't have to be quick to get back into my base, or I don't have to be really quick to get back into my base. Parry block. Kind of excessive with the parry, but and watch how I shoot this jab right here, right? Jab, step back, so I can keep this distance between us. And now I'm gonna close the gap with a 1-1-2. Was it a 1-1-2? Well, so going straight down that line of fire, kind of risky. Boom, boom, 2, right? And now I did that. Boom, after stepping left, kind of opened him up a little bit. You know, I could have committed more to the left and then attacking his center line. But, you know, this works. Boom, boom, boom. And then you can see. So now that I'm in this such a close proximity, this is like having my feet inside the hula hoop, both feet inside. I don't really want to move my head. We're too close for me to really do it comfortably, right? I could potentially run my head into him. I just get my hands up. Movement to exit out. And kind of noticing that Chris isn't really throwing more punches. He did get a good body shot off though. Boom, boom, boom. What I could have done was just tie up right there, but now one thing here. So, and this is part of using the ropes to your advantage. So typically when your back's on a rope, a guy would think, oh shit, he's right there, I'm gonna go straight to him, which makes protecting your center line a lot easier. So once he started throwing, I know I could rock the Philly shell right here. If I did it in the middle of the ring, it's gonna be a bit harder to do because he could start stepping around me at any point. But right here, he probably isn't going to be stepping around. It's unlikely he will. Boom, boom, boom. You can see I'm ready. There we go. So you can see he steps straight in. He kind of steps offline a little bit, but not enough to make it a game changing. Not enough that I need to make an adjustment for it. Move my head, throw the 2, gets him a little bit. Dip. What's going on? Stupid ass. So he's starting to press into me, try to get my shot off. I don't get greedy. I could throw more punches, but I already got hit with a body shot. I'm just going to start tying up with his ass. All right, we keep one hand free so we can fight a little bit. All right, and as soon as I feel like I lose control or this clinch isn't gonna work for me, I use head movements to exit. And one jab. Just bad defense. Well, I won't say defensive motion. It just, he just chose to use the two. But so we jab. I'm thinking he's gonna jab parry with me. He's a little bit closer than I expected to. Boom. But you can see that, I'm thinking defense after. So you get hit, you going through your mind as you're getting hit. What's going through my mind is typically defense. Like, bitch, I'm gonna have to move my head after this one. Okay, this guy isn't coming in, thank God. Back to the jab to keep him up off me. Shoot the two, step over to the right. So look at this. Look at this. Look how I shoot this two. And it's just a little nothing two for real. This is all I want you to fucking do. Shoot the two and just step over to the right instead of crossing your feet all the damn time. Good double jab. Just no defense after. Now watch how I reposition myself to stay in front of him. God damn. Jab, jab. Step back. Good footwork mechanics here. Right foot, left foot. Just move my head over a little bit. Just keeping my head a moving target. Just consistently doing that here and there. Jab. Pull. So if I'm only going to go in with one jab, I'm thinking defense right after, keeping my steps short. You can see my back leg trail a little bit, but, I minimize that as much as possible. So it's a short trail. Really, it's a quick trail, but, pull. And jab, kind of pull back a little bit again. Jab, slip. And this one, I step to him a little bit more. That's why there's more head movement to it. But I get out of range again. Should be landing a lot of these like jabs. Boom. Slip. Get the fuck back. Cause you can win a fight like that. You can win a fight with just one punch or one punch at a time. You just gotta make sure you're not getting hit with no bullshit. And I'm not saying that's what you should do. You're doing a really good job with your combinations, but this could just be the difference maker. It just landed one punch at a time, and fighting when you got to, fighting to keep things competitive. But then, all right, well, I scored up more jabs than you. Being closer to the ropes helps give me that okay, he's gonna attack the middle, which helps me predict what he's gonna throw. So we're gonna jab, pivot out. And why this looks so funky? Jab, back leg trail. I'm trying to stay defensive. My feet just aren't set. Jab. Jab. Pull. I feel like I probably put my weight here on the ropes a little bit too much. He gets that two in. But you kind of see, so boom, get hit. Coming back with something still. So I kind of blind him with my kind of trying to control his hands, trying to make sure that he can't follow up with more punches once I get hit. Because you're going to get hit, man. It's a fight. You're going to get hit. It's all about how you react to it. So right here, I'm trying to control his hands after. Boom, boom. Attack from this position here. This is something that you should be able to do. Fight in close proximity. I'm just not expecting you to. Like, if you had to tie up, fuck it, tie up. But, I land 3 punches for that straight right that he got off to make sure that the judges know. Like, bitch, hold on. I'm going to need y'all to forget what just happened. Fight on the inside a little bit. God damn it. Keeping the hands up. Jab, step around. Jab and stepping to the right. Help keep his feet turned. Boom. Small step. So I'm trying to set the trap right here. Right? Boom. So when he, so like it's a step back, wait for him to step in, and step slightly offline. That's something else you should be doing. Boom. Get into a defensive motion. Shoulder roll. Get out of there. Only could do it because I maintain my base more. Right? Like at no point did my feet cross in this action, especially with that jab. Because now if my back leg were trailing, it probably would have been hard to get out the way of that backhand. And then I use that to shuffle on up out of there. I shuffle up out of there. Away from him. And now watch this. So you see how I'm shuffling and I see that he's kind of close. Get back right into my base. Now where I fucked up, that I get back into my base. So you see I cross my feet a little bit. There's still some good distance here. But my back is to the rope. He can attack straight to me right now. So while I'm getting my feet back in position, he closed that gap, which kind of puts me in a compromised position. He just didn't capitalize on it. And you see how I use the rope to like I slide to it, quickly get back into my base. I'm just not putting all my weight on it though. A lot of guys will rock onto the ropes and they're like it at least looked like if the ropes wasn't there, I would still have my balance. Like some of y'all, you know, if the ropes wasn't there, I feel like y'all just fall right through them. Like the ropes are really holding y'all up. So jab, some head movement right there. Not a whole lot. It's just because I can kind of see that he isn't about to follow up with no other shots. But I like what Chris does here. Jab, slip. And he already got his head over to the right some. He just slips more to it. One jab in, you gotta move your head after. Good feints. You can just see like the soft feints that I'm doing. Can you see how he reacts to that? You gotta have different types of feints. Keeping the hands up and just giving them different looks. You can kind of see I fucked up with this step right here. Jab. So that's one reason why you gotta be real mindful about how you're stepping around, man. Like you can just see how I'm kind of compromised because of how I stepped. Oh, bad. So we're gonna jab, but I do a good job covering my left side as I'm throwing the jab, because that too did not land. My base is kind of fucked up, I ain't gonna lie. Jab, defensive motion. Leg trails a little bit, but I got enough balance to still execute the pull. Straight in, slip. So yeah, every time I step in with a jab, head movement. Because I do slip to the right a lot, right? Sometimes you gotta slip to the left with the step in jab, just to mix it up. Especially if you're dipping into a punch, it's because they just timed you. You gotta slip the other way. But then every time I do it, unless I'm gonna come in with more punches, I'm getting right out of range again, and I'm being quick about it. There's no crosswalking back. Quick shuffle, then back into my base. Gotta be quick. Can't be lackadaisical when exiting. That's fucked up. Oh, what the fuck happened? Jab, exit. He really wasn't in range for it. Still thinking defense. Giving him a different look with the hands up. Catches me trying to give him different defensive looks. And what doesn't help is just how I kind of like stepped into it. So right foot, all right. The left foot moves in. Could I get out the way? Or could I to get out of the way by doing that improper forward mechanic? Yes, it just isn't very likely to happen. Controlling that distance. So just another look, just another different look, keeping the hands up and controlling that space between me and Chris. Right. So I technically can't use that jab hand for real. So he's gonna have to use the backhand. And that's one reason why you control the space. You control the space because you can also control, right? So if he's not likely to throw the jab anymore, I know whatever he throws, I pull from, which I do. Could have kept my hands up with it, but attacking while moving my head. Boom, because he just right in front of me. Punch. And if he stood in range, I would have kept, trying to punch with him a little bit or tying up. A different look. Trying to bait him in a little bit. So I know the sequence just ended, but watch out. Step. Small steps back, trying to bait him in for something. But, that's just a better example of some things that I need to see from you. Just let me go into the next round. Staying on my toes. I'm trying some in and out movement. Those are like we do on the hex. You better get here too. In and out with the jab. Circle jabs out. Just like if we were on the hex. Boom, boom. And those are just meant to score. Not really trying to build any combination off it. And it fucks up what he's trying to do. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm making him turn his feet and denying his defensive motion. A lot of defensive motions don't or can't work when a guy is circling around you. That's why you do that. So I plant my feet a little bit. A little overdid it with the parry here, but so Chris does try to get around, right? But then attacking, he just goes right back to the center line. You go right back to being in front of me, which fucks up what he's trying to do. If he had attacked from that right position, if he had attacked from while his back was toward that neutral corner on the right hand side, he probably would have fucked up what I was trying to do. He would have just been on my flank. I would have had to turn with him. Controls out. And then watch how I cross my feet out. I'm moving away with him. I'm moving away from him while crossing my feet. But he's also moving away from me too. Don't think I didn't notice that. But if he was on my ass, man, I'll be moving out with a little bit more haste and not just casually strolling back. Get back into my base. Once I see the fight, once I see him trying to re-engage with me. I'm just trying to score with the jab. If it's going to be one jab, got to move your head after. Period. Boom. Move. God damn. Boom. Slip. Jab, step left. Do it right, let the back leg trail, but that's because he's in range for it. I'm just trying to keep him back with it. Jab, step left with the left slip. Let him walk into the jab right there. Boom. And you can see my right hand's ready to parry. Jab. Small steps because he's getting real close. Little small step back, shoot the jab, pull, just in case you were trying to come back with some more heat. Get in there with the jab, pull, shoulder roll. Should have just attacked a little bit sooner.